Okay.
Okay. So, it's over there.
I'll go the other door.
Yes. Hi, how are you? I'm
Good.
Diaz Rubio.
Nice to meet you. My name is Christopher Martinez.
Christopher.
Hi, I'm Rebecca. Thank
Hi.
you so much for taking the time to meet with us today.
We do
Absolutely.
appreciate that.
Have a seat.
Thank you. Thank you so
Here's
much.
my resume.
Thank you.
Here's mine.
Thank you.
It's a very nice school.
Thank you. We're very, very happy with our school. It's a nice little hidden gem in Hialeah.
It is. Guys, I've been to Milam, Janji. I'll be honest, kind of like a little biased, but I kind of like this one.
Yeah, I walked in and the vibe here, I don't know, just felt very
Because of
calm.
the principal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Principal gives the vibe.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, so let me ask you both, and we'll take turns with who answers first, and we'll rotate. So let's start with Christopher. Why do you want to go into education?
So I was actually working as a school nurse before I got into early childhood education, and one of the most fun parts I had in my job was going to the classrooms and just hanging out with the kids, and I would also help the teachers out, and it just grew into a passion of mine. And then one day a teacher told me, "Hey, you seem really passionate about this. You should, try thinking about being a teacher." At the time, I didn't think too much about it, but a couple months went by, and I was like, maybe I should give it a try. And so I decided to switch careers. I mean, it's a big step switching careers, but I think I'll enjoy it more in the long term.
Very cool. And you, Ms. Baker?
So for me, I've always, growing up, my mom always told me that I'm great working with kids, and fresh out of high school, my first job was working in a school, and I kind of felt this click of oh, this is where I'm meant to be. So, I've just always been working with kids, and I just find it really rewarding to teach them things that you can see later on. And yeah, I just like being a role model to kids, being the kind of teacher I never really had growing up. So.
Okay. Well, being that you both have had the chance to observe in a variety of grade levels and things like that, if you could have your ideal teaching setting, like your ideal position for next year, what do you think your ideal setting, grade level, and or group of kids would be?
I can answer first if someone's gonna say. I wouldn't mind being in an inclusive setting because I have some years of experience working with the autism population. I also enjoy working with the little ones like BPK,
So
kinder.
sorry, you have to pause.
It's okay.
You-
I want to turn it in.
You can't turn this in.
No, the log.
Oh, the log. Oh, okay.
Let's try this one.
There's the chart.
I would be okay with working in an inclusive setting, and as far as preference, I do love working with the little ones, so maybe BPK, kinder, first grade.
So early
also.
childhood for sure.
Yeah, early childhood.
Okay.
Because I feel like at that age it's kind of easier to help teach them and.
And you?
My preference is first or second grade because that's where I have the most experience during my clinical hours during school and also when I was a nurse. And generally gen ed or gifted because I have a bunch of ideas I want to do, and I feel like that's where I could go above and beyond. For example, I have an idea of having a money system, where students turn in homework and I give them monopoly money for jobs.
The incentives?
Yeah, sentence, and then every month I gotta come up with the time, but every week, every month I want to have a little marketplace where they spend that money that they earn, and I feel like I could do more things like that in those type of settings. Not to say I can't do in other settings, but I would have to,
Yeah, it needs
adapt.
to be adapted.
Yeah, but that's where I feel that my passion, or where I would where I would prefer.
So in any given year, due to budget changes, surpluses, changes in schedule, people having babies and schedules moving, if you did have to be swapped and one year you get asked that you have to do, let's say, 4th grade or 5th grade, would you be opposed? Would you be terrified? How would you feel about that?
I think I would be open to it because, I'm due to graduate soon with my bachelor's in early childhood. So I would have all the certifications except for 4th grade, but I'd be open to, taking the exam to teach 4th grade. And then it would just be a process of, asking other teachers for help, trying to figure out how to go with the curriculum and things like that. So.
For me, I would be open to the idea. It's all about being flexible. In this type of career, you got to be flexible, adaptable. One thing I would like beforehand, just background, time. I would like time in advance. That way, I can study up the curriculum and think about ways how I want to teach it. But if I have enough time, I would be very much open to it.
All right, and then this will be a situational question, okay? And I'm gonna give you each a different situation, okay?
Okay.
So we'll start with Chris. I'm try and take a real one that's maybe happened recently, because we've had some interesting ones. Kindergarten class, teachers you're providing small group instruction to a group of children. The rest of the children are independently working.
Mm-hmm.
You're keeping your eye on everybody at the same time while you're working, but everybody's engaged. And out of nowhere, one of the children throws a crayon straight at the mouth and lips of another child. How do you handle it, and how do you try to help that situation?
First thing I want to do is I want to make sure that the child that got hit is okay. So are they choking? Are they bleeding? And then if I see any like that, I would call the main office, let them know the situation. Once I make sure the child is okay, I will talk to the student and ask them what happened, what's going on, in a very serious, because that is not okay. And just get to the bottom of what exactly happened. And then I'll talk to the other students to, hear all sides of the story. And then after that situation, I would talk to the parents, let them know what happened. And I'm not familiar with the process, but I suppose in that situation we do an incident report.
Yeah, we call them referrals.
Yeah.
So you would write, it's a scam or a referral. So you would document it on the scam and referral to turn that in, to then document the behavior, and then if we issue a consequence, then we would document that consequence as well.
Yeah, so
yes, okay, very good. Okay, so situation for you. Trying to think of a recent one. Students come back from their lunch in the cafeteria, and a student tells you that the other student, let's give them names. Robert tells you that Leo told him that he wanted to kill him. How do you handle that?
Well, first of all, that's very serious. So I would let the child's parents know that they were using those types of words in school, because I know those a type of zero tolerance behavior. I would also have a talk with the child to let them know, like, hey, this isn't something you should joke about. And I would also check in with the other student who was told this to see if he's okay, see how he's feeling, and then maybe just talk to the whole class in general about the type of things we should say to each other, that we should, be nice to each other and not maybe say those words. And I'd also bring it up to the main office just in case, because you never know nowadays with things kids say.
So that's good. The first thing would be though to then ask, was it said?
Okay.
Because he could be lying about the other kids to begin with.
Yeah.
So it could have just been he heard something else or whatever. And then we would let the counselor know, because now anytime there's a threat, we have to follow through with what's called a threat assessment. And so we have to determine, is it founded or unfounded? When they're that little, it's almost always unfounded, meaning that they don't really mean it. But any child that says something to harm someone else or to harm themselves, we now have to do a threat assessment, and we have to evaluate whether it's a true threat or not. But we have something now on all the devices where if they type in anything that has to do with kill or hurt or murder or anything like that,
sets a flag.
it sets a flag. I get it, school police officer get it. It's called the Safer Watch. And so we get notified, and we have to immediately call that child down. If they're doing it on a school device and it's the weekend, school police gets notified.
Oh,
wow. That's
and they get dispatched. So we've had 2 incidents in the school already where that's happened. One was over the weekend. The girl says that she was trying to search something and she misspelled it, but it was like how to kill my sister or something like that.
Oh my God.
She says she was looking for sim or something else and it came up like that, and she had entered before it when it autocorrected, and she didn't mean it, so it was unfounded. But that was a Sunday evening I got that call.
Wow.
So but then in this case with the child, when we asked the other kids that sat in the table nearby, nobody could confirm that was said. So then it was who really said it. Like we couldn't really confirm if it was said or not. We don't want to invalidate the child that heard it,
Exactly.
but we also don't want to then completely go after the kid that supposedly said it, because we can't confirm or deny that it happened. So we just reteach, reiterate. We don't say those words. It's a good thing you told me. Thank you for telling me, because we want to encourage that they're communicating and sharing it. But then, and if it maybe was said, but there's just no, we want to make sure that they understand that you don't say that, and then yes, communicate to both parents. But in this case, then there will be a report. It'll be unfounded, but it's still documented that it took place.
That makes sense.
Now those threat assessments, it's a state requirement. Because any child that does make a threat, like even if the child, for example, says they wanna hurt themselves, we document that, we make sure that we get them services, that they talk to someone. But then that's being documented and logged, because if in the future it happens again, now there's that trail that's following that child to get them better services. And this stems from the laws that have changed after Marjorie Stoneman Douglas, to try and catch them before it escalates to where they're so upset and so, over everything that they want to then do something to execute. So, very good, both of you. I wish you both luck.
Thank
I
you.
hope I have openings so that I can hire you both.
Ah, that's nice.
And thank you again for taking the time to meet with us.
Yeah, we do appreciate it because we know how busy it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Listen, you can see, absolutely. Well, thank you.